Hi, so I'm here with Bronwen, and we are running a program called Finding Peace with Grief and Loss throughout the whole of March. And we wanted to talk just a little bit in short little videos about the program and kind of why it came into being, I suppose. And we thought it would be really helpful just to understand a bit more about us and our kind of experience in, grief and loss area. And when I had the idea about the program, immediately Bronwen came to mind as someone that I would love to share the experience with, because I think you have such a hopeful and beautiful experience or experiences to share. So I wonder if you can just tell people a little bit about, your kind of journey to where we are now.
Lovely. Thanks, Vicki. And I'm really, really honored to be exploring this with you. So I start at the very beginning. No. So in 2000, early 2014, so February 2014, my younger brother, he's 2 years younger than me, he was shot and killed out in South Africa. So that was 6 weeks. So the last time I'd seen him and spent time with him was actually 6 weeks previously, when we'd said goodbye to our father, who died unexpectedly after going in for emergency surgery, basically. So that was unexpected. And that was 2 months after our grandmother had died as well. So within 5 months, I had, my mum, our family experienced those three pretty different bereavements, for want of a better word. And that sort of set me off on a journey. So 6 weeks after my brother Jeremy died, my second daughter was born. So that was 6 weeks. So and I had a 2-year-old.
Wow.
So life was pretty full on, really. And I spent a lot of time ignoring, trying to do my best to just carry on, which is what we do. That's what we do, okay? And it was, looking back now, what's fascinating for me is how innate that initial response was. So if somebody told me, you're going to get this phone call that this has happened, how are you going to deal with it? I would have been very much like, that's not going to happen. I won't deal with it. Like, it's just going to, it's not going to happen. And yet, looking back now, I can see that initial, day, for example, like I knew exactly what to do and how to do it and when to do it. There was no thinking involved, if you want to put it like that. It was just such a, okay, this is the next thing. This is the next thing. And we went out, my husband, me, and our 2-year-old went out to South Africa, and we dealt with everything there. And we packed up all his stuff and brought him home for my mum. And looking back now, that whole experience was just so relatively peaceful. And I'm not saying that there wasn't trauma and upset and sadness, but it was really quite incredible how it just happened. And I didn't have to know how it was going to happen or how I was going to deal with it. I didn't have a plan. It just unfolded. And looking back now, I can really see that there came a point then when I got involved, and I didn't want him to be gone. I didn't want any of them to be gone. And it was really painful to sit in that. So I did everything I could to fix it, and resist what was, to be honest. I got really, really busy. I ate a lot. Obviously, I had a young family, so something in me was helping me to show up feed them, love them, do what needed to be done. But at the same time, I was feeling so much pain that I think somewhere along the line, after, because now this is quite a long time, so it was sort of years, I kind of started thinking that was wrong, that I should be okay. I shouldn't have to feel this. I also wanted to live life for both of us, whatever. And that journey led me to this sort of conversation and this understanding and the realization that, first of all, resilience and well-being is inbuilt. Like seeing that like emergency response team was on hand, and it showed up when I without, regardless of my brain, my thinking brain. That was huge. And that's really helped me to see that no matter what, that's going on all the time. So, there's some health conditions going on in the family. And again, it's not nice, but I know that we'll deal with it as it comes up. So for me, that was pretty huge, seeing that. And then also seeing that grief is totally unique. I think what I tried to do was what everybody else said I should be doing to try and fix it. I looked outside of myself for solutions and answers and other people's opinions. And it was really nice to see that actually I was coping with it perfectly well, the way I was, even if that looked like eating. That was me coping, and that wasn't a bad thing. It was my way of coping. So it's what it's done for me is made me a lot less fearful of the human range of experience, of emotions, of being really sad and depressed and being really happy. Because with grief, it's a funny thing. Like, you feel, for a long time, I felt guilty for laughing, whereas actually seeing that there was ups and downs and being able to notice the ups, because when I was in that situation, all I was doing was feeling the downs. I wasn't realizing the other bits that came in. And that's been incredibly helpful for me to see that we all go up and down, and it's all totally normal and human and personal to us. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's where it's quite rambly, but
no, it's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I mean, every time I hear you talk about your experience, it's so settling, I guess. Like, there's something about the way that you talk about it that connects me back to knowing that I'm okay, that we're okay. And I guess if there was one thing that you would love somebody to take away from the course, if they were to come on the course, what would that, from what you've shared, I can kind of imagine what that might be, but what would that be for you? Like, what's the thing that's really transformative for people to know?
I think right now, after what I've just shared, I think, and you touched on it there, I'd love for people to really be able to trust themselves a bit more, and to see that they're not broken, no matter what's going on, no matter what it looks like, that it's not because you're broken. And to really start trusting and listening and feeling yourself a bit more. I really felt lost for a very long time and spent so much time trying to be something other than I was. And it's just such a relief not to have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
That's
beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicki. And yes, thank you for listening, anybody.
Yeah.
And please come and join us.
Yeah. So we start on the 3rd of March and we're meeting on Zoom. So it's all virtual, live calls every week on a Friday lunchtime, so 12 to 1:30. And all the details that you need are going to be posted underneath the video. So please do check them out. And if you have any questions and you want to speak to either of us, then just reach out to us.
Lovely.
Hope to see you there. Bye, Bron.
Bye.